Test.
Let's wait.
Try it now.
Test. That's better. Thank you. This meeting is being called to order. The December 2023 regular school board meeting is called to order at 7:02 p.m. Let it be known that all board members are present. In addition, our superintendent Nathan Freed and our assistant superintendent Dr. Steve Hatton. Adoption of the agenda. It is recommended that the agenda for the December 14, 2023 regular meeting be approved as presented with additions, corrections, or deletions as recommended by the board.
President Inglewood, do have a few late items on the last page here. I will read through these. It should be on your current agendas. Number one, Chris Allen, appointment middle school science Olympiad co-coach, effective December 14, 2023. Alicia Cash, resignation, middle school essential skills instructional assistant, effective December 12, 2023. Morgan Roller, appointment middle school 8th grade girls basketball coach for the 2023-24 season.
Do I have a motion for the adoption of the agenda?
I'll make the motion.
Motion's made by Mrs. Gunter. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Seconded by Mr. Stroud. Are there any questions or comments? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Approval of the minutes. It is recommended that the minutes from the November 9, 2023 executive session and regular meeting and the tentative agreement public meeting will be approved as presented. Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Motion's made by Mr. Stroud. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Mr. Bowen. Are there any questions or comments? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Participation at the school board meeting. If anyone has any comments or something they'd like to say, whether it's on the agenda or not, please step to the podium, state your name for the record, and we'll give you 3 minutes. Okay, we'll move on.
Business office recommendations, approval of claims. It is recommended that claim numbers 40352 through 40535 be approved as presented.
Do I have a motion for approval of the claims?
I'll make the motion.
Motion's made by Mrs. Gunter. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Seconded by Mr. Lasley. Are there any questions or comments regarding the claims?
I have two. I just want to point out voucher number 40479.
Yes, ma'am. You want to know what that is, Ms. Lynn?
I would like for you to publicly tell people what that was.
Sure. This is cognitive abilities online testing. This is money. It's from our high ability fund for testing supplies to identify gifted and talented students across the corporation.
And we paid this, and you did say that this is paid for from a high ability grant.
That is
correct. That Ms. Reynolds prepares for us every year.
That is correct.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I just wanted to point out number, which one is it? 40524.
Yes, ma'am. This is our Indiana School Boards Association member dues and board member supplies.
Yes, I just would like to thank the corporation for paying for those dues for us. As board members, the ISBA has been a wealth of information for me personally, and I know the others, as a school board member, with all the information and education that they put out, so thank you.
You are very welcome. It is definitely a great organization to be a part of, for sure.
Mr. Bowen?
40408. YMCA pool rental. A week last year, we were paying $2,500 for rental, and that voucher's for $3,135.
Yes, I can tell you that the price is raised on that pool rental for all school corporations. We were able to lock into I believe it was a 3-year rate. I have to go back and look at the agreement that was more cost effective for us, but the rental did go up across the board.
That's just for the swim team, or is that for lessons for elementary school?
That is just for our swim team usage, is my understanding.
Is that paid for through athletic funds?
I believe that is paid for by us specifically.
40412 Dennis Ott concrete renovations for over $10,000.
Yeah, that's the front entrance at the high school that was completed.
Back by the gym.
Yes, the main gym entrance there. And I can give you some more details in a private manner if you would like.
I was gonna say, that's been a pricey repair.
Yes.
And actually, it looks like our diesel costs were twice. That's what I found is, we got $22,786 for diesel. And I was just curious, do we track each individual bus fill up? Do we have much use by each driver and mileage and everything? So we know where every bit of this diesel is going. Diesel prices are coming down, but hopefully we start seeing a reduction there too.
Yeah, I think we will. This is also a time of year that there's quite a few villagers in this weekend, so people can drive our buses all over the place.
I think that covers it. Thank you.
Anyone else have any questions or comments? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries 5-0.
Approval of payrolls. It is recommended that regular payrolls for December 22nd, 2023 and January 5th, 2024 be approved for payment.
Do I have a motion for approval of payrolls?
I'll make a motion.
Motion's made by Mr. Bowen. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Mr. Stroud. Are there any questions or comments? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries 5-0.
It is recommended that the bank reconciliation from November 30th, 2023 be approved as presented.
Do I have a motion to approve bank reconciliation?
I'll make a motion.
Motion's made by Mr. Lastly. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Mrs. Gunter. Are there any questions or comments? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries 5-0.
We do not have any presentations tonight, so I will move to personnel, resignations, retirements. Emma Donahoe, North Harrison Elementary music teacher, effective December 20th, 2023.
Do I have a motion for this agenda item?
I'll make a motion.
Motion's made by Mr. Bowen. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Mr. Stroud. Are there any questions or comments? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries 5-0.
Appointments, Katie Butler, North Harrison Elementary, Title I teacher, effective January 4th, 2024. Tori Hood, North Harrison Elementary, part-time instructional assistant, effective January 8th, 2024. Sherry Weber, North Harrison Elementary, pre-K teacher, effective January 4th, 2024. Rhonda Rowe, high school drama sponsor for the first semester play, effective December 14, 2023. Misty Donahue, North Harrison Elementary Instructional Assistant, Music, effective January 4th, 2024.
Do I have a motion for these appointments?
I'll make the motion.
Motion's made by Mrs. Gunter. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Seconded by Mr. Stroud. Are there any questions or comments? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries 5-0.
Other items, it is recommended that the board approve to use Tuesday, May 7th, 2024 as an e-learning day for students due to primary election day and the use of our facilities for voters.
Do I have a motion for this agenda item?
I'll make the motion.
Motion's made by Mr. Stroud. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Mr. Vaughn. Are there any questions or comments?
I would just like to update that we had talked about the possibility of remaining in-house in school with our students, but just wanted to make sure, especially at the beginning of the day, the end of the day with traffic, that we just felt like it would be in the best interest not to have students in session on that day, and therefore it's the recommended e-learning day. So that's kind of why that adjustment was made to the schedule. And students will be at school the day before, so if there's items that need to be downloaded on the Chromebook for work that day, they'll be able to do that at school to have at home to work offline on that particular Tuesday.
I agree. With it being a presidential election year, we're gonna see a lot more traffic than off year.
For sure.
Questions or comments? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries 5-0.
It is recommended that the board approve the 2024-2025 school calendar.
Do I have a motion for approval of the 2024-2025 school calendar?
I'll make the motion.
Motion's made by Mrs. Gunter. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Mr. Bonner. Is there any questions or comments?
I will just add to this, it's pretty much corresponding dates, and we'll get this on our school website, is what we looked at. The only major differences, got a lot of feedback from our teachers and parents that they would like parent-teacher conferences moved up. So we're moving those up till the end of September. And then also on our fall and spring breaks, in order to finish the school year before Memorial Day, we're going to do our traditional 1 week in fall and 1 week in spring instead of having that Friday off. But everything else, pretty much corresponding dates to what we have this year. We will still have Friday PD in service, Friday early dismissal, no changes there.
What about the day for the solar eclipse?
Now that will be this
That's-
current calendar
that's
year,
correct.
yes. And we will not be in session on that day.
We already approved that one, didn't we?
Yes, yes.
I got my years.
That's okay, and that's coming. It's going to be a big deal for sure.
Now does this align with like Prosser?
Yes,
schedules?
yes, sir, it does. Yeah. It aligns with New Albany Floyd's breaks for our Prosser students.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries 5-0.
It is recommended that the board approve payment of the Teacher's Appreciation Grant according to board policy to all certified personnel.
Do I have a motion for the approval of the Teacher's Appreciation Grant?
I'll make the motion.
Motion's made by Mr. Stroud. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mrs. Gunter. Are there any questions or comments?
How much is this grant usually?
This year we received $77,000, and if you're rated highly effective, you receive somewhere around the high 700s before taxes, and if you were in the effective range, it was around 550, I believe. Those numbers are not exact, but ballpark.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, the corporation received, I believe it was $76,000 or $77,000.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Zink, is that?
It's been about the same now for about 5 years straight.
Thank you.
They pretty much do it off our pockets.
So that basically cover all 122 certified.
All certified personnel that were rated highly effective or effective, yes.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries 5-0.
It is recommended that the board approve a donation from Robertson Crush Stone in the amount of $5,000 to be used for the career and technical education programs.
I'll make a motion.
I got a call for it.
Oh, my bad.
Mr. Lashley, I need a motion to approve the donation from Robertson Crush Stone.
I'll make a motion.
Motion's made by Mr. Lashley. Do I have a second?
I'll say.
Seconded by Mr. Bowman. Are there any questions or comments?
I just wanted to comment and personally thank Robertson Crush Stone for this generous donation to our CTE program. Just appreciate all of the businesses, companies willing to jump on board and help out our kids in programs here at North Harrison. So thank you to Robertson Crush Stone.
All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries 5-0.
It is recommended that all non-certified employees receive a 5% pay increase effective January 1, 2024 payroll.
Do I have a motion, or, yes, do I have a motion for this agenda item?
I'll make the motion.
Motion's made by Mrs. Gunter. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Mr. Bowman. Are there any questions or comments?
I'd still like to see us have some sort of pay stipend for our special needs staff, non-certified. I think it's something that we need to get towards because, again, on our agenda tonight, we had the essential skills support staff resign. That middle school class has been through, like, I think 3 different people just in the first half of this year. And I'm in there every day, and I don't see, a big reason why everybody just can't be in that room. But I know essential skills aides do things that other teachers aides could have never think of doing. So I do think that we need to take that under consideration and talk about it some more as a board to take care of those people that work in those classrooms.
Sure. Those are very tough jobs, and we are certainly grateful for those assistants in those rooms and all of our non-certified staff, for sure.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries 5-0.
It is recommended that pay scale slots for corporation bus drivers increase by $5 a day based on years of experience, effective January 1, 2024.
Do I have a motion for this agenda item?
I'll make a motion.
Motion's made by Mr. Stroud. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Seconded by Mr. Lashley. Are there any questions or comments?
How many corporation bus drivers do we have?
Well, you include subs, probably 18 or 19. And one thing I wanted to add on that, we try every single year to bump that a little bit with those drivers. Losing some drivers to South Harrison, so we're pretty comparable to them, to retain their drivers. But they do a great job for us, and every little bit helps. It ends up being around $900 on the year for 180 days. But again, we'll give them a little hope in terms of working away from us. And we'll continue to try as we all improve to look at that every year.
And when you say $5 a day based on years of experience, can you expand on that?
Yeah, so they basically get a brand new driver, like I think it's 0 to 5.
And I think it's a single year.
Yeah.
It's like 15-year pay scale. It's kind of, which, probably start going the other way, because they're getting worse.
So roughly,
Did you make a motion for
So,
that,
by the
Mr.
time you
Weston?
get to 15 years, a lot of times you're going, you should start taking probably about the time you get to the top. It's like, just take $1 a day.
so roughly we're talking $20,000 worth of raises for corporation jobs. It's ready to $5 a day,
Right, it's
$5
so
contract.
at $900.
Okay.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries 5-0.
It is recommended that all corporation administrators receive a $5,000 salary increase for the 2023-24 school year and a $2,000 salary increase for the 2024-2025 school year.
Do I have a motion for this agenda item?
I'll make a motion.
Motion's made by Mr. Stroud. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Mrs. Gunter. Do we have any questions or comments?
Yeah, I got a question. Mr. Freed,
Yes, sir.
with our new insurance that we have got, health insurance, through the corporation now, what's the increase on that insurance?
The increase,
Percentage-wise?
okay, so basically the corporation agreed the last 2 years to pick up the insurance increase. So we now have an insurance committee, as you know, who takes a look at this through Dunn Associates. So a meeting with that committee, it's made up of myself and teachers. We agreed to take a 7.82% increase to try to catch up for not having increases over the last 2 years and to hopefully build up some surplus since we are moving to the self-funded model. So if you're looking at that over the course of 3 years, for the richest single plan, out of pocket was about $15 over the course of 3 years, or $5 per pay. For the richest family plan, PPO, came out to about $48 over the course of 3 years, so around $16 per pay, and that was pretty much, well, it wasn't pretty much, it was 100% agreed upon by our insurance committee to take that.
So the 7.82% increase is covered by the corporation as far as the administration contracts go. We absorbed that increase.
The last 2 years, yes, the corporation covered almost $500,000 in insurance
For all personnel.
for all personnel. It was, it's right. I want to ballpark it, say around $460,000 probably for the 2 previous years is what the board agreed to approve and help out our personnel.
On the administrator insurance, are they able to pick from any of the plans?
Yes,
So they can pick the lowest price to the highest price?
that is correct.
And have we done anything to reduce the increase, like do a spouse exclusion or something where if a spouse has coverage at their own employer, that they would be excluded off our plan to maybe save some money?
We've looked at all of those options. Right now, that was our main reason for getting out of the trust and moving to Dunn and Associates, was to help look at our individual claims. When we were part of the trust, we never got to see what our individual claims were, and so we feel very confident that with this new agreement, it's going to be more focused on just North Harrison, and if there's ways that we can save money through prescription drugs or diabetes prevention, having telemedicine, we now have an opportunity to where if 24/7, if you have a individual in your household that is sick and you take our insurance, you can call the doctor instead of making an office visit. It is no cost to the employee, but the corporation pays for it. So several different things, and I think the Teachers Association will agree that we are very hopeful that this change to Dunn will provide a lot more benefits for our people.
I think Mr. Bowen's question was though, like most insurances, whenever you go sign up, you can sign up for employee only, employee
Right.
plus spouse, or employee plus family. So obviously.
We have not carved any of
I mean,
that out
do
yet.
they have those options available?
Yes, those will be available. Our main goal, and again, working with the teachers, was to try to have the same coverage, same, very similar plans that we currently had in the trust. So that's what we kind of tried to stay with.
And they have like PPO and then the other.
Yes, there's two PPO,
They have
two
HRA
excuse me,
options.
one PPO and two HSA options.
Okay, two HSA, okay.
I have a question, me being new to this, I'm trying to understand, how did we get like off cycle to where we're giving raises? I mean, I thought the whole deal with the contract is you bargain to get what you want for the next 2 years. So how are we off cycle with bargaining and then, I mean, how are we getting a raise in the middle of a contract or, you know?
It goes, we're looking at the 2023-24, and basically there's statutory guidelines with the teachers that you have to have by November 15th. You have to have that agreement, and everything kind of works backward from there. Typically, this has been the time of year where we have given our non-certified raises, administrative raises. Usually the focus has kind of been taking care of the teachers first. That usually happens in November after that tentative agreement, and then try to take care of our other groups. If it's a contract year, like this last agreement that we made with teachers is for a 2-year agreement, so that's where we would be looking at.
Yeah, I just didn't, I guess I don't understand why, like, you
There
know,
were
if I sign a contract for 2 years, I'm gonna fulfill my contract, and at the end, that's when I would ask for more money, right?
And I'm not gonna step on your toes on this, but I think why don't the teachers' contracts and the administrators' contracts line up, and kind of at the same time?
Well, I'm not even saying line it up, I'm just saying, why don't, I would assume you would bargain for your raise when you sign your contract, and then you would, after the end of that 2-year contract, you'd go back in and bargain again. Is it because people want a 3-year contract and then they got to give a raise? Obviously nobody wants to go for 3 years without a raise.
No, it doesn't have anything to do with the length of the contract. If you're talking about administrator raises, there were no raises given last contract year.
No, I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying, like, for somebody new that started last year and they signed a contract for whatever, 2 years, 3 years, I thought you could, just like a teachers, they signed their contract and they're not coming back to add to it. Just like a bus driver, got 4 years. You're not negotiating in the middle at 2 years.
Well, in those bus contracts, there's built-in raises every year that goes through there. Like they're talking about like a contract driver.
Well, yeah. Because you're on a contractor, just like I'm a contractor, right? I mean, you're a contractor employee. You have a contract for 2 years, right?
I don't think it's an
do you not sign a
exact
contract?
match there. Yes, we do. We do sign contracts.
You're all automatically renewed though, correct?
Yeah, there's different statutory guidelines.
Yeah, I'm not saying, I just figured, like I said, I'm new to it, I don't know how,
Sure.
nobody explained how it worked, but I just assumed that, if I signed a contract for 3 years at this price, at the end of that 3 years, I'm not gonna try to get a raise for them 3 years. That's just what I assumed, if I come in and say, hey, I'll do this job for this many years, and then at the end of that 3 years, that's when I ask for more money, that's just what I assumed. But,
Have our administrators all had evaluations performed on them in 2023?
The evaluation, some of the evaluation takes place in May each year. That's the statutory guidelines. There's
May of
informative.
2023 was the evaluations performed?
Yes, you got copies of those? Yeah, yes, you did through email. I can get them to you.
I remember getting the email.
Any more questions or comments? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Aye. Opposed?
Motion fails 2-3.
is recommended to approve new pay rates for the following positions. Substitute teacher without degree, $88.82 per day. Substitute teacher with degree, $96.92 per day. Substitute teacher, retired teacher, $105.05 per day. Substitute instructional assistant, $11.46 per hour, effective January 1st, 2024.
Do I have a motion for this agenda item?
I'll make the motion.
Motion's made by Mrs. Gunter. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Mr. Bowman. Are there any questions or comments? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries 5-0.
We have no discussion items or informational items, so I'm going to skip to late items. Chris Allen, appointment, middle school science Olympiad co-coach, effective December 14th, 2023. Alicia Cash, resignation, middle school essential skills instructional assistant, effective December 12th, 2023. Morgan Roller, appointment, middle school 8th grade girls basketball coach for the 2023-24 season.
Do I have a motion for these late items?
I'll make the motion.
Motion is made by Mr. Stroud. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mrs. Gunter. Are there any questions or comments? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Board member communication. Mr. Lassie, we're going to start with you. If that's okay.
I don't really know what to say. Like I said, I feel like all our administrators are doing a pretty good job. Really, for the most part, a really good job. I didn't feel like it's the right time right now to give some raises. We can come back to it again, and maybe next fall or next spring, and see what we can do. Thanks for coming out.
I would like to thank all of our administrators for everything they do. I'm glad we could, I hope we can work this out. I hope we can address this issue for sure. I think everybody deserves a raise, a little bit of a raise every year with inflation and the economy the way it is. I am very glad that we could do something for our corporation bus drivers and our non-certs and for our substitute teachers. Thank you all for coming out tonight. I would like to congratulate the FFA welding teams for placing in the district, I think, 11 event, and they're headed to state in January, so that's very exciting for them. And a shout out to our Middle School Honor Society who held their annual fall can drive. They collected 3,072 canned goods and non-perishable items for the Harrison County Community Services Bank, so I thank them for that. Thank you all for coming out, and wish you all a Merry Christmas.
Mr. Bowman?
Yeah, I attended an excellent Fordham and North Harrison basketball game where we led most of the game, but the results didn't really show all the effort that our guys put forth. Really good game, a lot of good teamwork being done on the court. So it was an excellent game, and I look forward to seeing successes from our basketball program. Got to go to the soccer banquet this past Sunday, and Marcus Berger went over the soccer program, and there was a lot of awards given out. Parents were all there, and it was just really cool to see the students' interaction, the players' interaction with each other, with the coaches. So I think we got a really good program there, and I look forward to seeing it grow. Christmas programs are coming up. I know we got Morgan's on December 20th. When is NHCS? Tomorrow night. Okay, what time? 6? Okay. I hadn't seen anything, so I was going to reach out to you. I always loved going to Christmas programs. My mom was a 50-year music teacher, so I have a special place in my heart for listening to these elementary school kids sing, especially around the holidays, so it's pretty awesome. Administrators, I know a lot of you all are here, and you may have concerns over the way things went tonight, but I just believe that raises need to be based on merit and done yearly. And increases in insurance have also been substantial too. So we just need to take all that into account instead of just giving blanket across the board raises to a group, because I believe that some are definitely more, I don't want to say it wrong, but I think some work a lot harder than others. And it should be based on merit base. And I, for one, wouldn't want to be grouped in with a bunch of people unless I was part of a union. And I don't want to treat our everything like that.
Mr. Stroud.
Yeah, I got a few things to add to that as well. My stance on the administrator stuff hasn't changed since last December when I was in this position and voted no on the contract extensions. Evaluation is very important to me. Merit-based raises is very important to me. A contract is a contract. I understand that, you want to give folks what you can give them. But we give our non-certs a 5% raise. That don't even cover their insurance cost, the raise of their insurance. They're still short over 2%. Meanwhile, you got the cost of insurance that went up 7.82%. So, it may not be cash in your pocket, but it's a little bit. Again, my stance on this has not changed. Until we can sit down and hammer some stuff out. If you want an annual raise, then we do annual contracts. Plain and simple. I mean, I'm pretty sure I said that last year. And maybe I have failed as a school board member to kind of let this fall on the back burner. Maybe that's on me. And if it is, I apologize. But, it's not a decision that's been taken lightly. It never is. This week has been horrible. Been on the phone. I've talked to folks. I've done this. I've done that. I've lost sleep over it. I'm not making excuses. But, again, this doesn't come lightly. And I yelled at Carrie. So, I would say as a board and as an administration, we need to seriously sit down and start pounding some stuff out and get this straightened out so we're not in this situation anymore. Do you all deserve a raise? Well, sure you do. I deserve a raise. Everybody in this room deserves a raise. But if it's not there, it's not there. And at the same time, we got to be fair from the top down. You got your non-certs, like I said, then you can get enough raise to cover the cost of their insurance. So, that's my 2 cents on it. Appreciate y'all coming out. And hope you have a Merry Christmas and a Happy Holiday.
First of all, I'd like to thank all my school board members, superintendent and assistant superintendent. My action tonight was, I think it has to do with timing. I think the school board has an obligation to meet and discuss, and that just wasn't afforded, or we didn't take the opportunity. And for that, I apologize. It falls on my shoulders as well. I appreciate our administration. I really do. You all doing a great job in my eyes, and I appreciate everything you do for this school, for these children, for our teachers, staff. I'm hopeful that the board and our superintendent and assistant superintendent can discuss this and move forward. I'd also like to point out that, yes, the other night, Josh and Eric and I, we were at the soccer banquet. It was the best food I've had, better than my wedding. I gotta say something silly. It was a great time, great program. Chrissy, as always, thank you for mentioning stuff that sometimes escapes us and stay on top of it. Thank you. Everyone here has a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Thank you.
There we go. I'd like to thank Regina. I know that we've done that in the past, this will be her last board meeting. She's been a godsend, and Lori Wetzel's going to do a great job. She's been in here for a while. You're going to do a great job. We're going to do a great job, working hard. But Regina's really going to be missed. She's just a superhuman, but she deserves it. And I'd like to, if you guys don't care, let's give her a round of applause. Mr. Freed, that's all I have.
I would just like to echo those thoughts as well. We are sincerely going to miss Regina. Like I said a couple times ago, working with her as a middle school principal, now as superintendent, she is just a great employee, but an even better person. So there's a lot to be said for that. At the end of the day, that's really all that matters. We are going to miss her, and we are very glad to have Ms. Wetzel that's going to help us out over at Central Office. So looking forward to that relationship as well. We, as a corporation, joined several other school corporations around the country in a class action lawsuit against Jewel. Jewel basically was marketing their product towards underage youth. A class action lawsuit came about that we graciously joined, and I'm happy to announce that we will receive a settlement in that lawsuit of $19,574.86. That's a gross payment that we will receive at North Harrison as part of that settlement. Our plan is to use that money to provide programs to educate our youth on the addiction and dangers associated with vaping. So just wanted to get that out to the public. That's our goal with that money. We're going to earmark that for education for our students. We also did receive our final update from the county auditor concerning our debt reduction funds from the county council. We had talked about this at the budget hearing meeting back in September, and I think again in October. But we are going to receive this year in that's basically the tax relief money, helps every taxpayer in our district. That money is going to be cut. We are going to receive $579,634.13. So unfortunately with that decision, that's going to be a loss to our taxpayers of $256,044.30. We have been preparing for this loss. It is a substantial loss. We're going to continue to do everything in our power as a school corporation to help keep that tax rate neutral, right around that 75 cents that we've talked about. Obviously, with this loss of funds, that's going to be a little bit more challenging and difficult. But again, that is our plan, is to try to keep that number as close as possible for our taxpayers. Wednesday, December 20th, next Wednesday is the last day of the first semester. School will resume on Thursday, January 4th. And just want to wish everyone a happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and hopefully you'll enjoy some time off with your loved ones. So, again, appreciate everyone coming out tonight, and that's all I have.
Anyone else have any more comments? It is recommended that the meeting be adjourned at 7:45 p.m. Do I have a motion for adjournment?
I'll make a motion.
Motion's made by Mrs. Gunter. Do I have a second? Second by Mr. Stroud. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 5-0. Thank you all.
I appreciate that.
mad at him. I wasn't.
Wait, is this still on?